Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. Vijender Singh Tawar, Associate Professor in English. Presently, I am posted at Government College, Buddha. Today, for your class, that is BA Part 2nd, English Literature Paper 2nd, we have decided a new topic. Actually, it is an essay composed by J.B. Priestley, and the title of the essay is Making Writing Simple. We will take up this, and this is very useful essay, and it motivates us that we should be simple in our expression. So let us begin. First of all, we should know about the author. John Boynton Priestley. Priestley was born in 1894 and died in 1984. That is, he lived a long life of 90 years. He was a versatile genius. He was a dramatist, novelist, essayist, humorist, critic, and broadcaster. Broadcaster means he used to work on a radio station. He used to give his talk on the air. His essays, which are composed by him, are extremely lively and interesting, and they are replete with, they're full of a rare gift of mild humor and irony. In his essays, the broad humanity, the shrewd sense of true values of living, the knowledge of man, the power of narrative and humor are easily noticeable. One can notice that, yes, this talent has Mr. Priestley. He writes in a familiar and simple style. He enlivens the composition with humor to such an extent that humor seems to be his forte. Sometimes from his strength, it appears that he is a great humorist. He says something using humor that the listener easily gets convinced. Now, something about the essay. Making writing simple is actually a plea for simplicity in writing, that we should use simple language when we write something. The author thinks that literary writing must be written in simple language. It should be so simple that even an ordinary person, even a layman, can understand it easily. Of course, there are writers who advocate difficult, mysterious, and coded language. They are of the opinion that if a writer's work is understood by common men easily, it is of no value. They are against mass communication. They want that only limited number of people should understand what has been stated by the author. Now, if we look at the attitude of Priestley, we find that he is just the opposite of it. He believes that it is a virtue for him to have this efficiency in writing simple, which he has mastered after a lot of hard work. He says that in order to write in a simple language, he has made various efforts. He has acquired that talent by working very hard, and he is proud of it. He feels it is a positive quality of his. He supports those writers who actually write for their readers, not to satisfy their self with their tedious works. Priestley is with those writers who write in simple language, not with those who write in very difficult language. Now let us come to the essay. The essay begins, and we are told that the author, J.B. Priestley, is shown in the company of a young critic. Young critic, after some conversation, makes a comment. He says that when he is talking with Mr. Priestley, he finds very difficult to understand. But when he reads his works, they are easier. They are very easy. Priestley replied that he has spent years to make his writing simple. That is, he has worked hard for many years, and it is his virtue and not a fault. He again says that literature should be written in such a language that it can be understood by common people. He knows very well that there are other group of the people, there is other opinion of the writer also, and that opinion says that there are critics who think that the literature should be complex and beyond the understanding of common man. The reader must work hard in order to understand a literary piece. But Priestley thinks otherwise. He is of the opinion that a writer must work hard. I mean, not the reader. See the opposition. There are critics who says reader should work hard in order to find out the meaning, find out the truth, message contained in the piece. Whereas Priestley is of the opinion that writer should work very hard to give his message in a simple language that an ordinary reader can understand it easily. He feels it is a virtue for a writer if he can present his thoughts and ideas in a simple language. Then he talks about the critics of the early 30s who wanted that literature should be difficult. It is beyond the understanding of ordinary person. They were against sharing their views with the common people. For them, a good writer was that person who made his readers to toil and sweat. They were against mass communication. They believed that the true writers are specialists of literature and should write with extreme cleverness, solemnity, and difficulty. Difficulty was demanded because ordinary people should be beyond what has been conveyed by them. A genuine writer should present his simple ideas in complicated expression. John Donne, Hopkins, mainly Hopkins, James Hopkins, belong to that vogue in writing. They belong to that category who used to write in such a way that even ordinary person were unable to understand what has been conveyed in their poem. This was the opinion of the critics of the 30s. Now the author gives his own opinion. He says these writers could be accused. First of all, he makes a comment about these writers who used to write a difficult language. These writers could be accused for their narrow-mindedness and arrogance, but they were not insincere. This is the observation of Priestley. They were sincere in believing that the true artist must hide from the crowd behind a thicket of briars. The idea is beyond the understanding of common man, their work should be. They believed that the crowd would cause damage to all decent values because they were of the opinion that if everything will be available for common man, that will lose its decency, its value. So they grew up terrified of the crowd and were against mass communication. Priestley now states his personal ideas in this regard. He says, personally, he is not afraid of the crowd. For him, art is not synonymous with introversion, that what one thinks should be with oneself, not beyond that. He feels he is as much intellectual as common person who are around him. They may be ordinary people, peasant, worker, whatever you may call. He does not feel that there is a glass wall between him and the common people in factories, shops, pubs, etc. etc. He does not believe that his thoughts and feelings are different from theirs. He prefers a wide channel of communication. That is, he does not want to keep himself limited to a few people or a small number of people. He wants to write something that he can read aloud even in a bar parlor. And it is said that he was sometimes seen reading what he has written in parlor loudly. He aims at simplicity, not complexity in his writings. Moreover, in his writings, he tries to appear simpler than he really is. He works hard to make his writing simpler, toils sweets to make things easy for his readers. He himself works hard to make things easy for his readers. Some contemporary critics could be better occupied solving chess problems and breaking down ciphers. He said that the person who believe that there should be difficulty in writing, they should do various things. He suggests for them that they should do chess, puzzles, and other difficult things. They are no customer of the author. He does not display his goods to catch their eye. What he wants to say that he believes in what is liked and appreciated by common people. He gives it, explained with an example. He says, the habit of simplification has its own little triumph. And this attitude has helped him on many occasions in his life. Once he was asked, when he was as a broadcaster, he was asked to pay a birthday tribute on the air to Carl Gustav Jung, a famous Swiss psychologist. And he was allotted just 13.5 minutes. His friends and many psychologists declared that it could not be done. But the author used his simple and ordinary language, and after the program was over, he was appreciated by one and all. He experienced hard-won unexpected pleasure at the end. The author has advocated simplicity in writing. Simplicity is a source of delight. It widens the areas of readers and listeners. Common man understands it. More and more people will be attracted and works will be appreciated by more people. So he aimed at simplicity and not complexity. Complexity is something which is done by a limited number of writers who believe that their work should not be understood by common person. And our author has achieved and expressed all his ideas in a masterly manner.